Warning, the following audio transmission will forever change your outlook on society. You will no longer believe the narrative. You are about to wake up and see things for what they really are. News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Doom Daily Show. I am your host, Jester Dooms. Today is March 6, 2026. Good morning, everybody. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. Everyone on social media at Jester Dooms. The website, www.jestersvoice.com. You're going to want to go there because there's going to be something you're going to be wanting pretty soon. And while you're there, leave us an audio message at the top of the page. Joining me today is, again, at So What If. What's going on, man?
A little sore tonight.
A little sore? Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah, the sore this morning. Waking up, did a lot of work yesterday.
So, for those of you that don't know, So What If is in town helping me out with the homestead projects, along with, hopefully, we'll be getting to the campground very soon and getting started on that. Hopefully.
That'd be nice.
We are eagerly awaiting the inspector to come out today to make sure we're good to backfill the foundation. And if we are, the next few days are going to be spent doing that, I assume. So make sure to check out the live stream because I will be live streaming all the dirt moving on some various platforms somewhere. So at Jester Dooms on all social media. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. It is Friday, guys. It's Friday. So you made it to the weekend. I have no daily affirmations for you guys other than, live long and prosper and you're not as ugly as you think you are. Outside of that, just get through your work day, go home, tell the boss to fuck off at the end of the day, enjoy your weekend, and get ready to do it again on Monday.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a bullshit scam, isn't it? So I guess it's just one of those things. We know how the weeks track, man. Monday comes, you're back to the grind, you make it halfway through and you say, I'm almost there. You get to the weekend, you're like, this is great. And then it's, Sunday night rolls around. It's like, bam, where the fuck did the weekend go?
We need 5-day weekends and 2-day work days.
So I personally don't mind the 4-day work week. I think that's good. I like my 3-day weekends.
Yes, I've had 3-day weekends before. They're nice.
They are nice.
I prefer a 4-day weekend.
Now, you know what I've actually have been turned on to over the years primarily, and I haven't worked a lot of these jobs where I've gotten to do this, but I love working the weekends and having the weekdays off. That's what I like. So, yes. And I think a lot of people kind of stray away from that. I hear this younger generation that always says, I want weekends off. I want weekends off. It's like, for fucking what? You don't have kids to take to soccer. What are you doing on the weekend? You want the weekend off to do fucking nothing. Like, that's really why you want it off. You're not trying to get shit done around the house. Like, there's no reason for you to be off other than you saying, I don't want to work Saturdays and Sundays. Like, you're above it because you've been pre-programmed by society to tell you these are your 2 days off. Like, you're so indoctrinated that you're just, I want the weekends off. I want the weekends off. I want the weekends off. You don't know why you want them off, but you want them off. But you know what's awesome about having the weekdays off?
You can actually go to doctor's appointments.
You could do that.
You can actually go and do things without the crowds of everything.
Right. There's that. But, my main thing is there's less people. That's the biggest thing. Less people.
Everybody's at work.
Right. Exactly. It's really nice. So, and I found that I actually enjoy weekdays off better. I mean, unless there's like a specific event, like there's a concert going on or they're doing something, it's like, okay, then you want the weekend off. But for the most part, I'll work the weekends, man. Give me the weekdays off. Give me like Tuesday through Thursday. Give me that. Make that my 3-day work week, 3-day off. I'll work the rest. It's no problem.
Work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off.
There you go. I mean, and I guess it made more sense. Like, and I don't know. I remember being young and also wanting weekends off. Mm-hmm. But it was because everybody in my family was also off on the weekend. So it was time for everybody to get together and do things. It made sense to do it on the weekend. But then as I got older, I'm like, fuck this weekends off shit, man. I want to be off during the week. So there's less people at the store. There's less people at theme parks. If I want to go do something fun, I don't have a bunch of idiots in my way. I can just go do what I want to do.
And it's usually less expensive during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Hotels are less during the week.
So also something I've noticed is that your midday lunch specials that you get at like different restaurants and stuff, you get that midday lunch special and it's way cheaper, but that's not always offered at every restaurant on the weekends.
No, because it's only a Monday through Friday thing.
Right. Yeah. Plus you can catch all the specials, you know? I don't know, man. I think we're all a little bit pre-programmed into believing the weekends are the best days to have off.
That was great back in the 80s and the early 90s. As you said, people did things on the weekends as a family.
Right.
Nowadays, it's just everything's on a computer or on your phone now, that you can do that any time of the day. And now you're right, being off during the week is so much easier,
right,
than having to take Saturday, Sunday off. Work the morning of Saturday. You have the evening off. Have the morning off of Sunday, and work the evening of Sunday. So you actually get a full day off over the weekend still.
You lost me.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Everybody else out there understands what I'm saying.
Everybody else out there as you're, listening to this podcast, driving down the road in the car, I always wonder too, where people listen and how they listen.
Mm-hmm.
And what the voice is coming through. Like, is it the car speakers? Is it the stereo at the house? Is it through the Alexa? Is it through the Google? Or are they at a desk in front of their computer listening on their phone? Or are they listening through the computer? Lots of speakers, man. Lots of options.
They could be out on a boat.
They could be on a boat.
Listening through the marine speakers. That's right.
Wow.
I went there.
Blown. Jesus. All right, we'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Producer Scooter here. First off, thank you for downloading and participating in the wide world of Jester Dunes. Please be sure to check out jestersvoice.com website. Everything you want to know is located on jestersvoice.com. If you're looking for salacious details, it's on jestersvoice.com. Don't forget to share the show with your friends and even with all your enemies. And now, back to the musings of Jester Dunes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I'm your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. Everyone on social media @Jester Dooms. The website, www.jestersvoice.com. Yes. So what's on your mind, brother?
I am sore from yesterday.
Okay, same. Very same sore. So we worked a lot on the waterproofing of the foundation yesterday. And when I say carried in buckets of gravel behind the foundation to put over top of the French drains under the ground, I don't know how many buckets in total we carried of gravel, but 5-gallon buckets full of gravel are pretty heavy. And manhandling those around through a trench was definitely a brutal task. And the sun was very hot yesterday. I got some sunburn a little bit. I got a little bit crispy. But it's good for me to get an early burn. This will be the only redness I probably get that's bad for the year, unless I'm stuck out all day with nothing. No sunscreen, no nothing, like stuck at the lake or something. Then it gets bad. But so we plugged away pretty much the better part of the day, and we actually made a lot of headway. We got a lot of stuff done, and now it's just the inspector go ahead to start the backfilling process of the dirt. And I am super, super excited about that. I've been waiting to get to this point for fucking months. Like I came down to see you in Florida for Thanksgiving,
yes.
And I was expecting to come back to this almost being done.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are. It's now March.
4 months later.
Right, and I was expecting this to be done the beginning of March, but that did not happen.
No.
Yeah. So it's been a long time coming to get to this point, and I am super excited to see it be done.
And it'll be done on my watch.
Right, absolutely. And there's something very, we talk about the stuff with the homestead all the time on the show, but I don't really get into like the deep down nitty gritty of the bullshit of the homestead and the crap you have to deal with. But I was making a video for social media the other day, and I kind of came to the conclusion. I'm like, is it still a homestead?
Of course it is.
But it's permanent structures, permanent dwelling, like actual house being built, like actual done. Is it still a homestead at that point, or is it just a home?
Well, you're homesteading in one spot.
I guess.
Okay, so it's just like my house in Florida. It's homesteaded, right? Not just for tax purpose, but that is I dwell there. I live there. That is the homestead. I'm staying in one spot.
Gotcha.
Right? Now, what I do with the land around the property that I somewhat own, because we don't really own anything.
Right.
We are technically renting it.
Right.
Through property taxes, but still you're homesteaded there. That's where you're at. So whatever you can grow on that land and live off of is homesteaded. So if you have animals, great. If you have just crops, that's what you can do. And it's better to grow your own than to go to the U-shaped grocery store.
The U-shaped grocery store was still on this.
And
Horseshoe Grocery Incorporated.
And go and spend your hard-earned money on somebody else's
right.
food.
So I guess like when you think homestead and you think self-sufficiency, I guess in my eyes where I'm kind of at with it is like once the structure's done and you have everything permanent, to me it doesn't feel like a homestead anymore. It feels like a farm.
Well, back in the Western, they had a permanent home. They were still homesteading.
Right.
Even though they had a farm. Anyways.
So we ladies and gentlemen, we have stink bugs like in this word. We're hanging out in the RV right now, and there's stink bugs out here, and one just came down and landed on So What If's glasses, and I saw him walking around there for a while. I didn't want to say anything, but he was hanging on for dear life as you're bobbing back and forth over there. It's fantastic.
And then I see it out of the corner of my eye. I lost my train of thought.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, but out in the Western, they were still homesteaded,
right?
Even though they had a barn off this side area, they had crops, they had cattle, they had a farm,
right?
But they were still homesteaded.
I got you.
And they were just making it as they could, without the railroad coming through and wiping them off the face of the earth.
Well, I guess in my eyes, it's like, we came up here and we decided to be homesteaders and do the homestead stuff. And, and I feel like once all my structures are done, I feel like it's not a homestead anymore. It's just home, right? Because it almost like the whole homestead thing, it almost feels like it's kind of going away. Like once the structures are done, once everything's in place, it's just like, oh no, this is my house, this is where I live. It's not going to feel like a homestead anymore. But with the animals and the critters and stuff running around, it's like, okay, it's still farm-esque. It's still, something. So I don't know. I
can see where you're coming from on that, but it's still your home. This is your home, so you're going to protect your home. So it's going to be homesteaded.
Right. I guess. Maybe. So I think back to the days, I think back to the days when we first acquired this place and how shitty life was on this place. And getting to this point and how fantastic it is and how surreal the feeling is to see that foundation sitting over there and knowing that we're about to backfill it and just, what's coming in the future with that. It's pretty wild feeling.
Now, was it easier back then when you first purchased the property? Was it easier to live here, or is it easier to live here now?
It's way easier to live here now.
Okay, because you put the time and the work into the homestead to make your life easier.
Right. So, you know what? We're going to talk about life first when we first got here, right after these messages. We'll be right back.
Can't get enough of Jester Dooms? Check out his other show, It's Doomsday Podcast, available on all podcast platforms. That's It's Doomsday Podcast.
Back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I'm your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Give me that IRL, that 1 week in real life interaction where you talk about the Doom Daily Show with a friend, family member, or coworker. The website, jestersvoice.com. Go there, leave us an audio message with the button at the top of the screen. All right, so we first purchased this place, all right? There was absolutely nothing here. There was nothing. There was no power. There was no septic. There was no water. There was no nothing. When we signed the paperwork and purchased the property, we came up here that day and we brought an RV up with us. We're like, all right, we're going to hang out, check some things out, clean up the property a little bit, et cetera, right? So we go ahead and we do that. And the very first morning, I find a dead bear half-skinned on the property, right? Along with a fox and a deer and a couple other critters. Somebody was apparently poaching and dumping what they didn't want here, right? Because it's back in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Right.
It was literally just a turnaround. Like, literally, this whole place was just a turnaround at the end of a dead-end road, right? Like, you'd come up here, you'd turn around, you go back down. Like, that was it. There was nothing here. None of this was cleared out. None of it. It was just woods and a little turnaround. So the first thing we did was explore the property, try to find out, you know, where the springs are, where everything is, and then try to formulate a plan. Our first plan was we need to get power, right? Because anytime we're coming up here, we have to run generators. Hindsight is a motherfucker, all right? But looking back on the situation with everything that we had done, I would say we made the right moves with septic and power, definitely. But in the interim, we probably could have saved a lot more money, a lot more time, and a lot more hell if we did a solar array originally, right? Probably would have did a lot more. So the first thing we did was, before there was any structure here, I got a wild hair up my ass and said, we need to build some sort of a shack, a structure up here for the idea of coming hunting, this, that, the other. You'll have something to actually stay in outside of the RV, right? Because we were getting ready to get rid of the RV at that time. So in my backyard in Florida, we framed out and built a cabin. Okay. That crappy one that you see over there. All right.
Right.
Framed it all out, got it all together, disassembled it, put it on a trailer, drove it up here, cleared out a trail down into the woods. Once we had a trail down in the woods, we selected a spot because we didn't want it to be visible from the road. We wanted it to be completely hidden away. Because what people don't see or don't know about, they won't fuck with.
Right.
And we weren't going to be here all the time. Right. So there was that. So we went ahead and reassembled the cabin down there, put it all together, got it kind of together. I mean, and I started staying in the thing before it was even finished. We built it in January and it was raining and cold as shit. It was very, very cold. Temperatures going down to like 16 degrees, everything icing over, but no snow, just rain. So it was like very, very piss poor, right? It was very, very crappy time. Couldn't even, brought up an RV while we were doing stuff, but couldn't even like shower in the RV because the lines were frozen in the RV. Like nothing was working, right? It was that fucking cold. So we struggled through that, got the cabin put together and built. And then I figured if I'm going to make headway on this property, I have to travel back and forth a lot. So I better get some part-time, I better get some sort of employment up here. So I got a job for a while and worked up here and stayed for about 6 months trying to hammer things out and get stuff done. And primarily did land clearing the whole time I was here. Now, while we were in that cabin, we had no running water. We had no plumbing. We had no power. We ran a generator every fucking night. All right. So we'd come, put gas in the generator, fire it up, let it run. It would charge up the cell phones. It would give us light at night, AC, whatever. We would hand wash clothes, which sucked. We had to bring in totes of water because there was no water. We weren't tapped into the springs yet. And there was no toilet. So what I did was I crafted up I had this crafty idea.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's amazing, like, how shitty things can be and just how, like, just a simple thought will change things and make them so much better and take a shitty situation to not be such a shitty situation anymore. All right? Literally. We'll talk about that right after these messages.
Jester from It's Doomsday Podcast and the Doom Daily Show here. Do you ever find yourself overloaded with way too much information? Too many logins, too many passwords, too many websites for stuff you like? Yeah, I'm the same way. You don't have to worry about that with the Doom Daily Show and It's Doomsday Podcast. Let's make it simple. Just visit linktree.com/JesterDooms. Add it to your bookmarks. That way, when you need to find the right information, it's right there, under a tap of your finger or a click of your mouse. Go to linktree.com/JesterDooms. Get it, got it, done. Remember, no one has all the answers, but this will provide you with a place to start. linktree.com/JesterDooms. And now, on with the conversation. And here's Jester.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. Nothing has changed except for the fact you're not sharing out the show. Make sure to share the show everywhere on your social media. Share it out. Facebook, TikTok, where the fuck ever. Share it out. I had went out to Goodwill or some secondhand store, right? And bought one of the shower chairs the old people use in the shower, right?
Right.
Okay. Actually, no, I take that back. It wasn't one of those. It was one of the handicap things you put around the toilet seat.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like the
with
shitter,
the handles.
with the handles and the shitter lid. Like that's what I picked up. Okay, got one of those and put a 5-gallon bucket beneath it, and that's how we were shitting. All right, that's how we were shitting. That's what we were doing. That's how it was operating. That's just how it was.
The original outhouse.
The original outhouse, right? And we had this thing just sitting out here in the fucking open. Like there was no coverage for it.
Who else is gonna be around?
No one's gonna be around. So we were shitting right in buckets and then taking it and dumping it somewhere. Like we dig a hole and dump it in the hole or whatever, whatever we did. And then we would, in order to have the bucket not stink, we would like rinse the bucket out each time. Okay. But then like one stupid little idea that I had made a world of difference. So did you know how cheap 13-gallon garbage bags are at the dollar store?
$1.
Yeah, about that. So we started just lining the bucket, right? And then tying up the bag and throwing the bag away. And this made life so much easier and so much better. Just that one stupid little change made things so much better. Eventually, not long after, we did install a septic system and had actual indoor plumbing, and that was fantastic. To not have to worry about the bucket scenario or anything else anymore, it was great.
Not have to buy bags and once a week.
Right, but there was still the issue of washing clothes. We made a hand washing machine with a 5-gallon bucket, a lid, and a plunger.
Oh, yes. I've seen those.
You churn your fucking clothes. It's a pain in the nuts. It sucks. It takes forever. There's no good rhythm to that. It just sucks.
Why don't you just get a old washboard from an antique store?
Well, at the time, the thought process was just use what we kind of got.
Got it.
That's kind of what it was. And what we had at the time was the thought of making our own handmade washing machine, which did work really well, but you were really limited on what you can do because you only had a 5-gallon bucket capacity. But it's okay. You throw 5 pairs of socks there, a few pairs of underwear. You could wash that. Then that same water, you could throw a couple shirts in, wash that. You're only doing 1 pair of jeans at a time, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then
one jacket. That's it.
And then the rinsing aspect was just absolute shit. And then we just kind of came to the realization, like, what we need to do is just formulate a plan to make it to the laundromat at least once a week. And let's not wear clothes like crazy or dirty everything super fast, because when we first got up here, it was just me and my son, and it was literally the idea of there wasn't anything in mind of how long we were staying or what was going on. It was like, we're here to get stuff done. And then we're probably going back until we pulled the trigger on just making the decision, okay, we're not going back.
Right.
So then I had to, enlist my son in school and this, that, and the other, and slowly do the move up here. Okay. Then the whole new transition of we ordered a cabin. We ordered a custom-made cabin. We designed it. It's built. It's coming. I have to get ready for that. And then that changed the whole game. But at this point, we had septic. We were pumping water up from the spring. Not super efficiently, but it was getting up here, right?
By hand?
By electric.
Oh, so you had electric.
Had an electric pump over the other hill, all right, to the other spring. And it worked, but it wasn't a fantastic system. We were burning up pumps quicker. Yeah, not as fantastic system. So, long and the short of it is, once we actually got here, we developed a way better system for the water using the hydraulic ram pumps and all that stuff and had a consistent flow of water. Now you see our setup today, less maintenance and effort throughout the summer, but a bitch in the winter, right? Which will hopefully go away soon. Yeah, big bitch in the winter. You wouldn't know anything about it.
I would not know anything about that, about deploying the emergency
So
water hose.
We, once we, got the house here and stuff, was right when the pandemic hit. We got up here right before the pandemic hit. It hit, and then we got stuck. And we got stuck, and we were broke, and the prices of everything were going through the goddamn roof. So our plans of building this big, beautiful dream home and everything else quickly went to shit. Yep. Because of the fucking... And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the price increases from the pandemic and how shit didn't go back down.
No, and then I really think that was like the Great Reset, because Walmarts are not open 24 hours anymore. They close.
Yep.
Stores and restaurants don't stay open as late anymore.
That, and McDonald's got rid of the steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
And the McRib.
That comes back every year. That thing's trash anyway.
Well, I don't want to get going on that downward
spiral.
Thank you.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's just not 9 Inch Nails. That's all.
So anyway, long and the short of it is the pandemic changed a lot and really screwed up our future building plans. And then we've been, for the last 3 years, banging our heads against the wall trying to figure out a way to get out of the cabin so we'd have more space, because we're survivalists and preppers. We're not minimalists.
Exactly.
So we're preppers and survivalists that want to stock toilet paper, food, pantry items, medical supplies. We want to stock these things, but we're trying to do so in a minimalist size home. It does not work. It will not work. It will never work, right? It's just not a thing. So long and the short is, now that we have finally figured out a plan, we decided to execute said plan. And this was a long time coming. We had so many different blueprints for different houses. We had so many different plans and ideas and just all these different things we were thinking about. And the long and the short is this was the only plan that made sense financially and logically. That was it. We had committed to this idea a while ago, and life happens.
Of course. Last
January was a shit show. So we had kind of came to the realization and made the conclusion that we just have to pull the trigger. We have to fucking start somewhere. We have to just get started, because if we don't get started, we're never going to get it done. So we broke ground for this, I believe, in October. Now, the crazy part about it was the hole that fucking house has been dug out since the pandemic. That's how long that hole's been sitting there waiting for a house to go into it. While our dumbasses are just going back and forth trying to formulate plans.
5 years-ish.
Yeah. So my wife and I, we have a good 3 to 5 year time frame of talk about an idea, and then it comes to fruition. It's about how things work, and that's exactly how this worked out. That's exactly how this property worked out. It's 3 to 5 years. We start talking about something. 3 to 5 years, it's coming. It's getting manifested. It's coming to fruition. So,
all right, winning lottery numbers. Start thinking about them now. 3 to 5 years from now, then you'll have them.
I got them already. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Doom Daily Show. As always, producer Scooter and I thank you. We will be back Monday with another exciting episode of the Doom Daily Show. And so what if we'll be joining me again, and we will continue to bring your ass dry, boring episodes about what we're doing every day here on the homestead.
Exactly.
That's it. Producer Scooter, if you would, sir, hit that button.
News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.